Okay, massive hemorrhage, amputated right leg. Back up light. Okay, our leg wound. Contact front.
Move back, cover up, cover!
What stage of care are we in? What are we doing? Care under fire. This is to
Just check your finger.
34.
I'll get the kit off.
Get up.
Breathe, calm down. Take deep breaths through your nose, exhale through your mouth. Calm down.
We're dealing with amputation. We've got a broken arm. We've got a gut wound. We've got a chest wound. And we've got a carotid bleed. Insane, right? Hey guys, welcome back to the channel Everyday Carry for Everyday Guy, and this is the video that a lot of you have been waiting for. If you only ever watch one video that I ever put out, let it be this video. This video is my review of the Global Phalanx and Kinetic Solutions TCCC, which stands for Tactical Combat Casualty Care, Combat Lifesaver, and MEGT, Medical Emergency Ground Tactics course. Pretty hard. Yeah. This course, as far as I'm concerned, is a must-do for any and everyone who is even remotely interested in becoming their own first responder. The TCCC and Combat Lifesaver course are courses developed by the US DoD, that's Department of Defense. It has been proven to decrease fatalities in combat zones by over 75%. It is an amazing course, and I'm going to take you through what it covers in a second. MEGT, Medical Emergency Ground Tactics, is a course developed by Adrian and Gary to provide you with the tools that you will require to handle yourself in a medical emergency. Now, before we get into the crux of this, and there's going to be a lot of footage of the course, a lot of B-roll. So if you like things that go bang, if you like that medical emergency kind of deals, you're going to love this video. So let's just talk about the instructors for a second. I'll talk about Adrian first. Adrian spent, amongst all of his other, shall you call it, accomplishments, he spent almost 10 years in Afghanistan. He has provided close protection for heads of state. He's trained special forces around the world. He's worked with special forces around the world. Highly knowledgeable man when it comes to weapons and tactics. I think probably one of the best instructors I've ever spoken to when it comes to diagnosing problems and little niggling things that you might not be happy with when it comes to your shooting, and just fixing it. Like, he took me from one level to another level within a day. Right, I will just throw this out there. The guys on the course, it was the Bravo Tactical instructors, Heinke and JC, and then two of their, shall I say, top students, Avi and Ibrahim, and then Nico from Sentinel Anti-Poaching Unit, and myself. I was by far the worst shooter on this course. Okay, those guys, they are top level shooters, like really. I'm talking moving and shooting, one hand, dominant hand, non-dominant hand, dominant eye, non-dominant eye. These guys are high level. Okay, so I want to get to the video as soon as possible, or the B-roll, shall I say. Okay, so that is Adrian. He handled most of the firearm stuff, and then you've got Gary, who handled most of the medic stuff. Gary's been pretty much all over the world. He's done close protection, he's done he's combated piracy, he's obviously been to the Middle East. They've both been to South Sudan many times. Gary is a 6-8 whiskey, I believe it's called, a combat medic. The beauty of these guys is everything they say comes from experience, right? Nothing, they teach from, or they have learned from the textbook, but they've also taken that textbook knowledge into the field and applied it hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times to a point where everything they say they've actually done. So they can tell you what you're going to feel when this is happening, or to their best estimate, because everybody handles things differently. The course itself there's quite a bit of theory, especially the first day and a bit of the second day. You're going to spend some time in the classroom. Adrian calls it death by PowerPoint. It's extremely informative. I love theory. Okay, we're going to get to the video in a second, guys. I love theory. I think theory really engages my brain. I believe I've said this before, and it just adds another facet to the physicality of doing something. So that is that. Okay, let's move to the course. So I think I'm gonna do this in 3 slices. Let's start off with medical first. In medical, you're going to learn hemorrhage control. You're going to know what to do if someone has airway problems. Okay, so now I'm going to go with this.
Okay, so you're going to give them a piggy nose, and that's what you're going to do, guys. You're going to dry your hand a bit, yeah, or whatever you have to do.
You're going to do chest decompressions, needle chest decompressions. You're going to work with chest seals.
We're getting bone?
Yeah.
Yeah. You just tilt it slightly.
Here we go.
There we go. Through. Okay.
You're going to know how to bandage someone, how to use compression bandages. Splints for broken arms.
So before you did that, you checked the pulse.
Yeah. He's got a heart beating in there. How to move a victim under fire. What is the difference between care under fire and tactical field care?
Okay, you've met up with your buddies now.
You're also going to learn the proper application of a tourniquet. Now, let's do a little test, okay? One of the things that we do quite often is, or one of the things that we did quite often is we were each issued with a tourniquet on the first day of the course that you should keep with you at all times. And at any time, Gary or Adrian would shout tourniquet, left arm, tourniquet, right arm, tourniquet, left leg, whatever the case may be, and you have to apply that tourniquet. Now, proper application of a tourniquet is going to become second nature, and something that I just want to sort of have you test. Maybe do this with me. Go out and get your tourniquets. I'm assuming if you are watching this, you're all EDCs and you have tourniquets. Put it on your arm high and tight, and you've got your windlass, right? What I want you to do is wind this sucker 4 full rotations. Wind it 4 full rotations of the windlass. Okay? Once you've done that, feel what that feels like. If you're doing correctly, it should be incredibly painful. Now understand, we did that, and they put like this little thing on your finger to sort of judge whether there's still blood pulsing through your arteries, and mine still wasn't tight enough. Okay, putting on a tourniquet correctly is one of the most excruciatingly painful things you could ever do to yourself or to someone. That is one of the things I really walked away from this course with, how painful it is to properly apply a tourniquet. Also, how to properly stage a tourniquet. There are a lot of mistakes. I'm not going to tell you how to do it because that's part of their course. But people are staging their tourniquets incorrectly, and the smallest thing can make the biggest difference. Guys, you're going to learn to do all these things during the day, during the night, while injured, while under fire, with one hand, with your weak hand. Everything that you do on this course, you do with everything, right? You start off in the best circumstance, and then you work your way down to the worst circumstance, where you're doing what you're doing in the dark, and you're doing it with one hand. One of the things I do want to just mention, I learned the value of this on this course. So my flashlights that I used for the entirety of the course were all PowerTac, right? On my pistol, this firearm is empty and safe. Show you guys, we are empty and safe. I used the PowerTac Mark Mini. It handled the course really well. Nice. right? I had absolutely no issues with it, and I was fine to actuate the buttons. And then the handheld was the PowerTac E5. Now, what I didn't have with me was this ring, okay? And you'll see why this ring is so important. Just stick with me, Billy. Not even 2 more minutes. Find that wound again. So at that point, all I did is I had my light on, I put it off, I put it down, and I lost the light. Okay, had I had this ring on, I could have been using the light, let's say for example, in my weekend, using it for light, and it comes time to where I have to go back to work on Billy COVID, I could just swing it around, continue working, see what I'm saying? Continue working, bring it back, and we're good to go. So, and the funny thing is, just before that happened, Adrian actually said there's value to having two flashlights. And I just thought, for the sake of doing it, let me get another flashlight. And had I not had that flashlight, I wouldn't have been able to complete that exercise. We'll get to exercises in a moment. These guys, when they say things, they're saying it from the point of view of they've done this, they've experienced losing their flashlight in the dark, and when they give you advice, you just know it's coming from a place of experience, not coming from textbook learning. Now, onto the shooting side of things. So before we go on, they have like these bandages, right, that you wrap around your arm, and those bandages have electrodes on them. And Gary has a little radio emitter type deal, and he can send electric pulses through those electrodes, and it basically incapacitates your arm. It also hurts like a mother. Like it goes up in percentages, and once you get to like 40-50%, it freaking hurts. Okay, and what he would do is he'd wrap it around one of your arms or both of your arms or whatever the case may be, or around your wrist or leg or wherever, and at some point during the exercise it would simulate you being hit, and that arm, leg or whatever the case may be is out of action. Now you're going to be doing that daytime and nighttime, right? You're going to be working with a team, and you're going to be working alone, and we'll talk about that when we get to the exercises at the end of the video. Okay, so you're going to be doing wounded shooting, you're going to be working around vehicles, close quarter battles, low light, no light.
Top right. And holster when ready. Okay, 14 dead and 2.7 feet for a shot. Perfectly fine.
Thank you.
Move, JC!
Moving.
Okay. I'll take front. Contact left.
I want to talk about force on force. So they have airsoft pistols, and you will be shooting each other with airsoft pistols. The purpose of that is to prove to you how valuable it is to get off the X. And we discovered some very interesting results when doing the force on force. What is better in terms of returning fire and then moving and returning fire, or just moving? And the results were conclusive. Like, we got the same result with every single person doing it to every single other person. So I'm not going to give away what the results were, but I will tell you, movement is life and distance negates skill. You are going to be doing some distance shooting.
Very nice.
And you're going to be doing pretty much every kind of stoppage that you can think of, and then you'll be defeating a stoppage with both hands, with one hand, with your non-dominant hand, etc. I do just want to say, in terms of the quality of gear these guys bring, it's outstanding. Firstly, Billy COVID is a 300,000 dummy that breathes and bleeds like a real person, right? And they got all these attachments for it. It's freaking realistic. Their targets they bring, they have pop-up targets, moving targets, steel, paper. They've designed their own targets to maximize your terminal ballistics. That is actually their own targets that they've designed. These guys come so prepared, and you as a student, you get given so much information. Okay, your whole everyday carry mindset, lifestyle, and preparedness level just goes to a completely different level entirely. I was actually saying to my dad, as you get older in life, you very rarely say this, but doing this course has changed the course of my life, right? It is that mind-blowing. It is that eye-opening, shall I say. And the way Gary and Adrian presented, they are what I would call expert instructors. Now, of everything I've just told you and shown you, you've only pretty much seen about 10% of this course. Okay? If I was to play everything we've done, we'd be sitting here till tomorrow. So I'm just picking out little tidbits that I think you might want to say and that I thought was really awesome about the course. But I mean, there is so much more that was done in this course. And so what I want to end off with is the exercises. Okay, so the course is run over 4 days. The first day is from 7:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. The second day is from 7:30 a.m. to 9:30 p.m. Third day 7:30 a.m. to 9:30 p.m. And the fourth day is 7:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. And at the end of day 2, 3, and 4, you're going to run the exercise. The first exercise, and I'll show you the video of it, but I'll just take you through it for a second. And in the video, the exercise is done at night. So there's going to be times when you're not going to see anything. I'll cut those out, I'll forward it along so you see what's going on. But long story short, you and a buddy are standing outside, your buddy gets shot, you have to get to a point of tactical control situation. Once you do that, you get your buddy to cover while maintaining control of the situation. And then you have to work on your buddy who has been shot in the left thigh, and that is an arterial bleed, and he's also got a massive bleed on the right leg, which is amputated. Okay, so we're talking high caliber weaponry here. And then also it's at night, you're going to have to engage constantly. What they do is they flash their light. Red light means engage, green light means no engage, and white light also means no engage, if my memory serves me correctly. So you've got to maintain your peripherals, right? You can't go into tunnel vision. And then at some point, you will also be wounded. So let's roll that first exercise.
Yeah, no, Billy, I've been shooting for shit.
Flash it off.
I feel I have control.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah.
Sort your mate out.
There might be wounds where it hits your arm. Let's go, buddy. Stop. You might put a tourniquet on and then look out and go, oh, just we're just going to make sure. I'm going to move it to cover in a second. Did you light up this one, yeah?
Yep.
Okay, Billy, we're going to get ready to move. Let's do it. Alright, march on. Okay, ready? Missing leg.
But no leg there, son.
And that's a big, that's a giveaway.
Let's go, Roddy. We're gonna get you dancing again.
Breathing. Okay, ready? Your legs all good, son. Okay, what you got? Alright, let's carry on checking. This is care under fire complete. Or is it? Okay, okay. One more with it, don't worry about it. Don't worry. Just stick with me, Billy. Not even 2 more minutes. Find that wound again. Breathe with me, Billy. One, two, three. Which one? Oh, he's getting hit. He's got hit. He's got hit.
Tap rack.
Tap rack. Sorry, Billy. Works, it works. Jesus Christ. You need to find another tourniquet. Shit, where is it? Have a look around. There might be one. Remember, one hand. You've only got one hand.
This is it, sorry.
Thought they Billy's the window.
That was a CPR.
Okay, Billy, don't worry about it. I'm good. Got the TQ on, I'm good. We're still good. 60 seconds have passed. Bleeding has stopped. Okay, I'm gonna move on. Okay, march on, march on. Shit, Billy, I lost my freaking flashlight. Okay. Okay, clear. Clear. Good. March on. Can you talk to me, Billy? Yeah, I'm not breathing. Okay. Look at the rack. I'm going to rake your rack with it and see for holes. Shit, one more. Chest seal. Then we'll open it. How are you feeling, Billy? I'm feeling better. Cool. Starting to get better. Cool. March on. Especially C circulation. How's that pulse going? We got one there. Got one. We don't have. Nothing. Okay, so you feel it kind of cold on the cold here. I'm going to check your head. Everything feels fine. One hand!
Fix it.
Okay, Ollie, I'll check your head. You're cold, I'm covering it up. You're good to go. Index.
Okay, good work.
So the exercise in real time takes about 10 minutes to complete, and like I said, I'm going to forward between when there's nothing happening or that nothing you can see happening, shall I say, because something is always happening. It's just obviously it's dark. And as you saw, when I put that flashlight down, the flashlight was gone. Okay, and that's the importance. Where we were when it was nighttime, it was dead of night. Like you couldn't see your hand in front of your face. So having a flashlight and a spare flashlight, super important. But there are other reasons that Adrian wants us to carry a spare, or Adrian advises carrying a spare flashlight, which he will allude to on the course. Okay, exercise 2, right, is you and 2 of your buddies, one of the buddies being Billy covered in the back, arrive home, or you're in a vehicle and you get hijacked from both sides, and you have to engage as hijackers and then exit the vehicle. Vehicles are bullet funnels in the same way doorways are and hallways are fatal funnels. And so you exit the vehicle and you get to a point of cover, and you're basically bounding. Bounding is one person's moving while other person's shooting. Okay, this is where your weapons handling has to come into play. You're doing it at night. You have to call your targets, right? You have to make sure that you are seeing what you shoot there and not just shooting like an idiot. And this is where, for me, I would personally say this is an advanced course, right? An advanced level course. But that also depends on like where you are. Like if you are advanced, for you it's going to be like a normal course. If you are a novice, it's going to be an ultra advanced course. This course really broke boundaries for me, and it broke boundaries for everyone. And you know, if JC from Bravo Tactical says he's breaking boundaries, you understand the intensity of the course. So you're moving and shooting. Now, you are turning around when you're running. I know a lot of sports shooters and things like that, and range officers say that's taboo, but we're not shooting range type thing. We're simulating real life situations. In a real life situation, if I have to run, I'm turning around and I'm running. You want to know how you be safe when you do that? You have good trigger control, and you keep your firearm pointed in a safe direction. And we'll talk about that as we get to the room clearing later on. So, you then realize your buddy, Billy Covert, in the back has been shot. One of you has to go back to fetch him. You then bound back to a baseline. A baseline is a point of cover, a point of hard cover where you can defend and go from the care under fire phase to the tactical field care. Now, care under fire, is where you are basically, you first winning the gunfight, and then you winning the fight for your buddy's life. Okay, there's no point in you applying a tourniquet or whatever the case may be, and everyone gets shot together. Tactical field care is a case where you've pretty much got tactical control of the environment, and you're now moving into more advanced levels of care where you can dedicate more time to the victim. But you have to shuttle between the two, right? If you get engaged while in the tactical field care phase, you've got to move back to care under fire, and in care under fire phase, the most important thing is winning the gunfight. Now, so basically, yeah, so you get to baseline, and that's a place where you can sort of move from care under fire to tactical field care, and you start working on your buddy who's got massive problems. You're going to have to insert the airway, you're going to have to do needle decompression, you're going to be applying tourniquets, you're going to be applying Salox. Let's talk about Salox quickly before I roll let's first roll the exercise, and I'll talk about Salox.
Ryan, move! Ryan, move!
Nico, move!
Moving!
Nico, Billy's down!
Billy down!
Billy's down!
I'm getting to Billy, Billy! Please speak to me! Ryan! Move!
Moving! Nico, baseline!
I'm moving, Ryan! Give me another flash, please!
Contact front!
Calm down, Billy. Calm down. Everything's okay.
Nico,
Yes.
building on the right, move right. You take front, I'll take rear. Okay. Talk to me.
Come on, Billy. We are moving.
Anyone hurt? No? Yes? No?
No.
Okay.
I'm moving, come Ryan. I'll take front. Contact left. Go on. Don't worry, Billy, don't worry. Ryan, I'm hit. I'm
Are you
hit.
hit? Are you
I'm
hit?
hit.
Are you
I'm
hit?
hit.
Talk to me.
I'm
Talk to
hit.
me. Are you hit? Are you hit?
I'm hit, Adrian.
I'm not so bad. I'm not so bad. Where's the tourniquet? Ryan's okay. It's just a flesh wound. Next, you hit.
Ryan.
You hit. Can you sort yourself out?
Yes,
Nico?
I'll sort myself out. Go on.
Talk to me.
I'm putting on tourniquet.
Go. Breathe. Talk to me, Nico.
Tourniquet on.
How long? Are you moving?
Yes, I'll try.
Do you want me? Let me take him, Nico. Let's switch. Come around my rear.
I'm ready.
Ready to move?
Yes.
I got front, you got rear.
I've got the rear. Okay, double tie.
Excuse me?
Double tie.
Okay, guys. Tactical field care phase.
Okay, Nico,
Yes.
get his armor off. Leg wound. Amputated leg. Oh, he's tourniquet, shit. You have extra life?
Let me say again.
That's cool. That's cool. That's what I need.
Okay, think about it. You need to get a helmet off first.
Medkit's on my side. Talk to me if you need anything.
Okay. I'm just taking him open. Start with the march algorithm, please.
Okay, massive hemorrhage. Amputated right leg.
Okay.
Tourniquet going on. High and tight.
Okay, I've got some bleeding here on his face as well. And in the helmet.
Breathe. Good stuff, guys.
Okay, chest seal. Fuck.
Shit, there that goes.
Okay, guys, keep breathing. Deep breath. Stay aware of your surroundings.
Another wound. Back up light. Okay, our leg wound. And now, arterial bleeding. Nico.
Yes.
Okay, you're on, you're on. Oh, come on.
Come on.
Nico,
Yes.
your right hand, pay that for me. Just pull it. Go, go, go.
Give it to me.
Okay. Okay, putting Phalanx in wound on right leg. Packing now.
Okay. Got that on. I'm gonna check his airway.
Did you check the rear for an exit wound?
Okay. No, not yet. I just want to make sure there's no obstruction in the airway before we move him.
Copy.
Trust. Okay, airway is clean.
Phalanx in.
I'm gonna do a sweep.
Okay, I'm going to apply pressure for 60 seconds.
Okay, I'll sweep the top.
Shit. We've got a wound in his right arm.
Another
There's
chest
a
seal.
wound here.
Here's a chest seal. Got it.
We've got a wound in his right arm. Can you cut that? Can you cover that? While
Let me just put up this chest seal here. Got another wound here.
That's about 20.
Someone's shooting
Shit.
at you guys.
Okay, Nico, you
I'll
keep going.
engage.
You keep going. You
Sir.
cut that. Okay. Okay, his leg bleeding.
Guys, you're back into care under fire. All guns on. All guns on.
Contact front. Clear. Move to belly. I'll cover.
Good comms.
How's your left hand?
The left hand is fine. Tourniquet's still on.
Okay, I'm moving back to you.
The bleeding has stopped.
Just a quick assessment. Bleeding on the right leg has stopped. Breathing on the amputated leg has stopped.
2 chest seals on. Airway is clear.
All right, patient's respiration is taking a bit of strain.
Possible
We
collapse
start
now.
seeing tracheal deviation to the right.
To the right, so enter it on the left hand
So
side.
it'll be this side. It'll be this
So
side.
the problem is on.
If this is moving this side, it'll be on this
Yes,
side.
Yes.
absolutely.
Okay, here you go. I'll find it for you. Right there.
Just check the area, the environment, please. Okay. Sharps out.
See my finger?
See your finger.
Moving finger.
Just take your light away, it's too bright,
Sorry.
sorry. Can you affirm that position again for me?
Okay,
Negative,
sharp away.
Ah, sharps out.
There we go.
Okay, got it. Sharps in. Come on. Sharps out.
You do this, I'll get that.
Okay.
And we hear
NCDZ.
a whoosh, apparently.
Let's just feel for the pulse.
Have you got a pulse in his neck?
Yes, I have a thyroid pulse.
I've got a pulse on his wrist.
Radial.
We move to the leg.
Okay, no pulse on his distal.
No pulse.
Still.
Wow.
Head injuries.
He's lost a lot of blood.
Lost a lot of blood.
Blanket. Heat.
Yeah. Are we moving him?
Intense, right? So, Phalanx. What Phalanx is a granulated chemical type situation, okay? And you get them in gauze form, you get it in the granule form, you get it in a plunger style thing that you can inject sort of into wounds. In the gauze, it's basically impregnated gauze. And Phalanx is proven to stop massive hemorrhaging, that's massive bleeding, in 60 seconds or less. When I say massive, I mean arterial bleeding. Okay, if you want of this, I highly recommend everyone has some Phalanx in their med kits or in their ITKs, individual trauma kit, not individual first aid kit, something we also learned. There's no one using first aid on the battlefield, it's trauma, right? So speak to Gary or Adrian, I will leave, this is their email addresses, you can contact them and they can hook you up, or Mr. First Aid also sells Phalanx. Highly recommend you get this stuff. It is amazing stuff. We saw how this stuff stops. I'm talking arterial bleeding. Proper application of it stops arterial bleeding. It's freaking insane stuff. You absolutely have to get it. There's been no proven cases of allergic reactions or anything like that. So it's 100% safe to use. Really, really amazing stuff. Everyone has to have it in their med kits. Okay, that was exercise 2. And if you saw at the beginning of the video, I had the only easy day was ... So Gary has this thing that he says every morning where he says the only easy day was yesterday. And they mean that because the tests just get harder and harder and harder. So the final test, right? You're on the farm, for example, and you get a phone call or an emergency call. Someone's attacking your home. So you and 2 buddies rush home. As you get home, you get engaged. So you have to fight from the vehicle, escape from the vehicle, shall I say, and get to your home. Once you're at your home, you have to clear your home. That's room clearing. Now, I will tell you that you have never sweated as much as when you are 3 guys in a small room and you are doing room clearing, okay? It is the most intense thing you can absolutely do. It's like, inwardly it breaks all the rules of firearm handling, but that's because you're not trained to handle a firearm in that environment, right? Your mind says we're too close to each other, the gun should be, but at the end of the day you're fighting for your life. And one of the things Adrian does very well is at the beginning of the course he does like I said, this he does an assessment of where you are, and fortunately he assessed that all of us were at the point where we were safe enough to do that kind of thing. And that does also allude to where you need to be, but we'll talk about that at the end of towards the end of the video. So you clear each room in the house, you find your loved one, who in this case is played a Billy COVID, and this person has massive problems. Okay, if my memory serves me, from top to bottom, he had an arterial bleed, he had a gut wound, he had a broken right arm, he had an amputated right leg, he had a arterial bleed in his left leg. Did I forget something? He had a problem with his lung. I think his lung was collapsing. Bad day, okay? But the reality is, at the end of this course, you can fix all of that, which is the amazing aspect of it. From there, you call for medical evacuation. You have to give your 9-line explanation. I'm not going to get too much into that because that's part of the theory and they will explain it to you, but it's basically you will be able to outline for the person who is calling you, whether it be military or civilian, exactly what's wrong with this person, what's required when they arrive, what they should look out for, etc., etc. I mean, this course is so all-encompassing. And so that alludes to who's ready for this course, right? The course, as far as I'm concerned, is an advanced level course, okay? You are going to be running your gun daytime, nighttime, dominant, non-dominant, and dominant eye, non-dominant eye, in close quarters. It is an advanced level course as far as I'm concerned. Gary and Adrian built it as an intermediate to advanced level course. But maybe if I was to do this course again, I think it was an intermediate to advanced level course. But where I am at, and it's all going to be determined by where you are at in your evolution of your firearms training. That's the importance of firearms training. You're gonna have to be very comfortable with your firearm. I'll put it to you that way. You're gonna have to be able to run your firearm under pressure safely with no concerns, because your mind's gonna be going at 100 miles an hour. You have to slow that down and still run your firearm. So that's where you need to be at. You need to be able to shoot accurately with both hands. Like I said, I was by far the worst shooter on this course. These guys are amazing shooters, and they will help you as well. Like, you will be a better shooter by the end of this course. Side note, as an excuse for myself, I was shooting Gary's Glock 23, which is, what a terrible firearm. I'm sorry to all Glock 23 owners. Anyway, you're going to need to be able to run your firearm really, really well to do this course. It's not something where if you're still afraid of the bang, you're not quite there. Now, here's the advantage, right? These guys are working with Bravo Tactical Africa. So go do a couple of Bravo Tactical Africa courses, and it will get you ready for their course. They are not really in it for the beginner. Okay, this isn't, like I said, an advanced level course. There's no point in being a beginner on this course, because so many things are just going to go over your head, and you're just going to really, really struggle to keep up. So if you fancy yourself an intermediate to advanced, or intermediate or advanced level shooter or weapons handler, this is where, this is the course you want to be doing. I will just say, dry fire saved me. The amount of dry firing I do saved me, especially when it comes to the weapon handling side of things. I'm so used to dry firing and handling my firearm that when it came time to handle the firearm, it wasn't an unusual experience for me. Guys, I could literally talk for about another 30 to 40 minutes about this course, and probably would still only have covered about 15-20%. It is impossible for me to cover this entire course. What I would say is follow Kinetic Solutions and Global Phalanx. I'll leave the details down below. They're going to be releasing videos constantly. I'm also going to be releasing videos constantly of the course, just outlining what we've experienced. It's too much to put in one video, right? But I want to make it one video to give you an idea of what it goes down. Probably the best course I've ever been on. And I'm not even just talking about weapons handling. I'm talking about courses as a whole. From where I started to where I finished, from the person I was at the beginning to the person I am at the end, it is the most transformative course I've ever been on. Gary and Adrian are amazing instructors, and they can break down the littlest thing. And what I do like about them is when you ask them something, they devote their attention to you entirely, and you feel like you're the only person on the planet. It's amazing. But the rest of my teammates, a big thank you to them for bearing with me. And then Gary and Adrian, absolute heroes as far as I'm concerned, legends, real living heroes who've been to war and come back and now are taking what they've learnt and applying it to real life or civilian situations so that we can better ourselves.
With one hand and beating the entry-level qualification for two hands. And so many people fail that or struggle to pass it. You don't realize how much you are ahead of most people out there. All the drills that we've done, all the times that I've seen, the splits that I've seen between your shots, and you've taken them in, you've gone faster and faster and faster. You really are way, way, way above most people who carry a firearm. So really, my hat off to you. You've trained like soldiers, really, you have. I'd go into a gunfight with anyone, and I can honestly say after this 4 days of getting to know you, I'll call you brothers, really. And I don't say things to people just to make them happy. When I say something, it comes from here. So honestly, to you, you are now my brothers.
I don't know if you guys know, but I wouldn't have known about this if it wasn't for Adrian and Gary. So firstly, massive thank you. But in getting to spend time with them and getting to know them, I just want to say, like, a lot of people see these courses and they think all you guys bring and all people like that bring is violence, right? And it's wrong, because the only result of violence is fear, okay? And what I've taken from this is that if you guys keep doing this, there's hope. And hope is the only thing more powerful than fear, you know. So what you guys are bringing is not just hope to us, but hope to so many more. And I just hope, you know, in talking to you guys from my side, I know you guys have been through it, and I just hope and I pray to God that all your wounds can be healed, both internal and external, because if anyone deserves it, you two deserve it. And fuck it, I fucking love you guys, really. Please support these guys. I'll leave all their details down below. This is the details of when their next courses are. The courses are, there are still spots available on those courses, so jump at it. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant course. Feel free to email Gary or Adrian anytime about buying Phalanx. I highly recommend you get yourself some Phalanx. Amazing hemostatic agent, hemo blood static stop, blood stopping agent. Guys, I can only hope I did this course justice by this video. There's no way I can, because like I said, I could literally fill up 10 videos worth of video and you won't see the same thing twice. That is how all-encompassing this course is. So please, if you have the opportunity, this is a life-changing course by some of the most awesome people that you're ever going to meet, and you will make brothers and sisters on this course. Guys, that is it. Have a good week. Be safe. Train on. Cheers. God bless.